Hey guys, it's Sienna. So if you guys didn't know, I'm currently on vacation and me and my boyfriend are traveling around Southeast Asia for about a month. It is a very much needed vacation for the both of us, even though the past 7 months have felt like a vacation in Korea. But I have not been traveling as much as I used to. So we are traveling around Southeast Asia, and as you know, the sun is pretty strong here, and I have been getting a tan. So I don't really care too much about being super tan or keeping my natural pale complexion. But as you can see, my arms have been very tan. My face might be a bit lighter just because I only brought one shade of foundation from Korea and it's super pale. But I've been making it work with bronzer, or I've just not been wearing foundation at all. And it has got me thinking about all the different beauty standards in Southeast Asia and, you know, Korea, Japan, and China. So that's what I want to dive into today a little bit. Having pale skin is a beauty standard that is highly praised for in Asian countries, and it does not come from a European standard. It actually goes back to decades before, when having pale skin is associated to a more social prestige. Meanwhile, tan skin refers to people that were working in fields all day and people that were of lower class. Obviously nowadays it's way different, but having pale skin is also associated with being pure and innocent. I'm sure that if you live in a Southeast Asian country, there's all different types of sometimes dangerous skin procedures that you can have, and all the different skincare that are tailored to brightening up your skin tone. So if you are familiar with some Korean TV shows, recently there was a whole dating show on Netflix, and I remember a scene went super viral because a man talked about how they are specifically attracted to this one woman for her pale skin, and it makes them look like pure, and associating all these adjectives to just her skin. A lot of Korean actors or K-pop stars, I'm only kind of listing them because I'm more familiar with the Korean culture since I am Korean. So I don't want people to be like, oh, it's like that and blah, blah, blah. I'm not only criticizing Korea. But a lot of people, when they ask these actors or people in the industry about their ideal woman, they will often say that it is someone with pale skin. It's a lot better now, but for the longest time, that was the main beauty standard. In Southeast Asia, because I have grown up in Singapore and Thailand, and I moved around a lot. I went to Indonesia for a bit, just like traveling, because they're all very close to each other. I went to Malaysia, and I've noticed that a lot of these advertisements will have a very tan woman on one side looking really ugly and sad and miserable, but next to her will have it's the same woman but just more pale. She often looks very happy and very joyful. So they have all these different ads for different skin procedures or different skincare, and I feel like some of these ads can be very problematic because it equates being tan as someone that is less successful and someone that is seen lesser than. When I was tutoring in Korea, I often had students come up to me and they were so sad about their school life. So I asked them what happened, and they would say that they were being bullied at school and they were being called an African American because of their skin complexion. And you know, we're all Asian, but some people are just born a bit more tan than others. And she was saying that she was being teased at school because of her dark complexion and being called an African American. And she was saying that, you know, it was racism and stuff like that. So I can't even fathom how people are like saying these type of things at school. And then when I came to Korea for a bit, because I attended middle school in Korea very briefly after living most of my elementary school life in Singapore, I was obviously very tan. So when I attended middle school for a bit, a lot of people used to call me the new Filipino girl, but I was not Filipino. So things like that are like racism because of the skin tone, even though we are all of the same race, that I think can get really, really hurtful. Also, working in the entertainment industry for a while in Korea, I often got praise for my pale skin because when I returned back from Canada after college, and my natural complexion is very, very pale. If I'm not out in the sun all day, which in Korea, it's kind of hard to stay out in the sun because you do everything indoors, and I live in the city, so I can't really go out and get a tan, right? So I was just naturally pale, and I didn't really think about anything. I didn't have any procedures or things like that, but I remember a lot of people used to compliment me for just being pale, and they always used to say you need to keep that skin tone. I want to talk briefly about all the different like skincare and procedures that are available for people that want to get a more pale skin tone. There's all different types of skincare like cream. I remember seeing a lot of cream products in Thailand when I was living there that were just being sold out in the streets or in convenience stores, and it always had like skin lightening effect, skin brightening effect. I know in Korea we have a lot of skin brightening products, but it's more for like a brighter complexion. It's not necessarily to completely make your skin tone like super white. But in Thailand, there was a lot of skin brightening products, and it would say made in Korea, but I would look at the packaging and a lot of the Korean was like, you can tell it was from Google Translate, so I don't even think that it was really from Korea, or like maybe it didn't even say made in Korea, but it would look like it was from Korea, but then if you look at the packaging, it's very broken Korean. So I was like, oh, this is how they do business here. But I remember thinking that in my head. Soaps are obviously available for some reason, brightening soaps. I've never tried them, but it's interesting. Like, I'm not really sure how that would work. Maybe they have some ingredients, maybe it's more like a psychological thing. But there were soaps that were available. There's a very popular procedure called the IU injection. I don't think a lot of people get it done anymore. I'm not sure, but basically it's called the IU injection in Korea because IU, the singer, she's known for her very beautiful pale skin. And I'm gonna read this from the internet because I don't want to butcher it, but it actually contains active ingredient of glutathione. Okay. It contains the active ingredients of glutathione, and the treatment time for this procedure is very short, around 20 minutes, and it also is pretty affordable, only $60 USD. So it's a very convenient procedure that you can take. It's not a whole surgery, but it has active ingredients of glutathione, which is known to kind of work with your skin complexion and make it a lot brighter. I know that there are side effects to this, so that's why it can be pretty dangerous if you get too obsessed with it. Just like how tanning is pretty dangerous for you as well. Like I said, the beauty standard of having pale skin comes from Asian countries such as China and Japan, Korea, also Southeast Asia, but I heard that the market for pale like whitening products and stuff like that is very wide in China. Like the ranking goes China, Japan, and then Korea at the bottom. So that's where they source their products mostly. Living in Korea, you will notice that if you go to a cosmetic store, the makeup shade range is very, very limited. There's only about 2, and sometimes if it's a bigger cosmetic brand, there's maybe more like 4 to 5. It would be hard for me to go back to Korea right now with this tan that I have and find a foundation shade that really works for my face. Also, living in Thailand for a while, I'm sorry I'm going all back and forth in my timeline, but when I lived in Thailand for a while, I remember people used to come up to me, like the locals, come up to me and ask me for a photo, which it has never happened before. And my dad was there and he was like, it's definitely not because you're pretty, because I was going through like puberty there during that time, so I did not look my best. So it couldn't have been that they thought I was like Korean celebrity or whatever, but later we found out that they just wanted a picture because how pale I was. So it's definitely a very wide obsession that they have. Even in Korea, even if I'm out here in Bali right now, you will see that a lot of Asians will wear rash guards. I know in Korea that's a very big thing. Rash guards are basically things that you put on top of your swimsuit, and you can swim in it, but it just covers all of your arms and your legs sometimes. It's to prevent yourself from getting a tan. So there's so many things that we do in Korea to help us not get super tan in the summer. So we bring like umbrellas everywhere if the sun is too bright. And yeah, if you're from Asia, you're probably very familiar with that culture too, like bringing an umbrella if the sun's too hot. And even when you're going to the beach, you always want to bring a cover up so that you don't get super tan. But despite all this though, there's a bright side. There are a lot of changing perceptions these days, especially in the Korean industry. These days, a lot of people are breaking the usual beauty standards that they have to be super skinny, super pale, huge eyes, beautiful, you know, that V-line shape. It's a really great thing to see. People always mention Hwasa, but I'm gonna mention her again because I love her. But she is, you know, very curvilicious and she's super tan. And I don't know if that's just her natural complexion or if she like purposely tans, but a lot of people still, you know, they call her beautiful. There's a couple haters, but people genuinely like they think that she's beautiful. And every time you see like any article about Korean beauty standards, at the end you'll always see like Hwasa, like breaking beauty standards. So I think that's a very cool thing to see. Also, like fitness is super big in Korea right now. I have a lot of friends that are big into fitness and they all have personal trainers and they are taking body profile pictures, which if you guys haven't, you should check out my video where I talk about body profiles. But in order for that photo shoot, a lot of people will get a tan because it makes you look more healthy and it makes your abs stand out a bit better. So a lot of people are purposely getting a tan. Like, I met so many people with beautiful tans in Korea. Yeah, it's a cool thing to see, but it's kind of sad because when I talk to a lot of my friends about this, they're like, oh, you know, I don't look good in a tan, or like I don't look good in a certain way, which they will purposely not tan because they don't look good in a tan. But then how do you not look good in a tan when that's just a natural thing to happen? So I don't really know. There are a lot of changing perceptions and the beauty standard is slowly but surely becoming more diversified in Korea. So hopefully this whole obsession with having pale skin will get a little bit better, because there are some really dangerous procedures that people go through to simply just to look a bit more pale. I just wanted to talk about that because I've been getting quite a few requests and I've been getting a lot of comments on people saying that I am like super pale. Like, I've had people debating in the comments, from one guy being like, how are you so pale? And then the other people are like, oh, because Koreans, they naturally, like, they don't want to get a tan, like it's the beauty standard and there's no sun, like she like purposely avoids the tan, maybe she gets whitening products, and that's not true at all. Like, a lot of the videos that I filmed were from the winter time, so I was not getting any sun, and like I said, I'm naturally very pale. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. A lot of people were very confused and some might not know about it, but yes, so I'm currently on vacation. I'll be back with some more travel vlogs very soon. Hopefully you guys enjoy that, but I appreciate that you guys like my sit down videos as well, because I love talking about these topics with you. And so if you have any more requests, video ideas on what I should talk about next, definitely let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!